Now we're ready to sew a seam. My machine is already set up for a standard straight stitch, and my needle position dial is already set for the center position, which is where it will be for most sewing. My needle plate has lines and measurements on them, such as 3/8 and 5/8 of an inch. Most commercial projects have 5/8 inch seam allowances, so I'm going to line my fabric up with the 5/8 inch seam, lower the presser foot, and sew forward a few stitches. Press and hold the reverse lever, and sew backwards a few stitches. Release the reverse lever, and sew down the seam. Notice I'm not pushing or pulling the fabric, I'm just guiding it. Stop sewing when you reach the end of your fabric. Press and hold the reverse lever and sew backwards a few stitches. Release the reverse lever and sew to the end of the fabric. Turn the hand wheel towards you so that the needle is in the highest position. Raise the presser foot. Remove the fabric and trim the thread. And there's our seam. We did reverse stitching at the beginning and the end of the seam to secure it so it doesn't unravel. Now let's take a look at some of our other stitches. This machine comes with a variety of basic and decorative stitches that can be customized for your project using stitch length and width. I'm going to select the zigzag stitch on the stitch selector dial, and I'm going to move my stitch length to 1 to create a short zigzag, and I'm going to move my stitch width to 2, which will make it short and narrow. Place the fabric under the presser foot, lower the presser foot, and begin sewing. Stop sewing when you've reached the end of your fabric. Turn the hand wheel towards you so the needle is in the highest position. Raise the presser foot and clip the thread. There is our short and narrow zigzag. Now I want to adjust my zigzag stitch. I want to keep it short, but I want to make it wide. So I'm going to move my stitch width dial all the way to number 6 and leave my stitch length set at 1. Now I'm going to place the fabric back under the presser foot, lower the presser foot, and begin sewing again. Stop sewing once you've reached the end of the fabric and turn the hand wheel towards you so that the needle is in the highest position. Raise the presser foot and trim the thread. And there is our short and wide zigzag. Now I want to change up the zigzag stitch again. This time, I want to have a long zigzag. So I'm going to move my stitch length dial to the number 4. I already have it set at number 6, so let's try a long and wide zigzag. Place the fabric underneath the presser foot, lower the presser foot, and begin sewing. Turn the hand wheel towards you so the needle is in the highest position. Raise the presser foot and trim the thread. There is our long and wide zigzag. Last, I want to change my zigzag stitch so that it's still very long, but I want to make it more narrow. So I'm going to move the stitch width dial down to number 2. Let's see what that looks like. Place the fabric underneath the presser foot, lower the presser foot, and begin sewing. Turn the hand wheel towards you so the needle is in the highest position. Raise the presser foot and trim the thread. And there is our long and narrow zigzag. You can adjust your stitch length and width on all of your stitches. So try it out and see what works for you on your project.